Hello friends, welcome to Kamath Astrology, and today we will cover a very important and a good transit that is on 6th April 2021. Jupiter or Guru is going to move from the Makar Rashi and enter into the Kumbh Rashi, and he will stay there till 14th September 2021. So let us now analyze the impact of this transit. Om Namah Shivaya. So this is how the chart on 6th April looks like. And on 6th April 2021, which is a Tuesday, at 1:50 am, Jupiter is going to move from the sign of Makar Rashi into the sign of Kumbh Rashi. So I have shown both these Rashis with the blue arrows. As you can see, in Makar Rashi, Jupiter was conjunct with Saturn and Pluto, and Saturn was ruling the sign of Capricorn. So Jupiter was completely under the influence of Saturn, and in Makar Rashi, Jupiter also becomes niche, that is, he is not able to give his complete effect. Now Jupiter is being free from the influence of Saturn, and he is going to move into the next sign, that is the sign of Kumbh or Aquarius, on 6th April 2021, and he will be conjunct with Neptune. So he is freed from the malefic effects of all other planets. Now Jupiter first enters into the Dhanishta Nakshatra on 6th April 2021 inside Kumbh Rashi, and he then enters into the Shatabisha Nakshatra in Kumbh Rashi on May 22nd, 2021. He then retrogrades back and enters into the Dhanishta Nakshatra again on July 20th, 2021, and finally he re-enters back into the Makar Rashi on 14th September 2021. So till 14th September 2021, Jupiter is going to remain in the Kumbh Rashi, and this is a major relief for everyone. Jupiter is the most benefic planet in Vedic astrology. He signifies higher wisdom, he signifies wealth, he is the significator of children, he is the significator of happiness, he is the significator of optimism. And now Jupiter is free from all malefic influences. He does enter into the Kumbh Rashi, which is ruled by Saturn, but he is not under the direct influence of Saturn right now. Now remember that Jupiter signifies expansion and optimism. Okay, and Kumbh Rashi is an airy sign, that is, it is made up of the Vayu Tattva. When Jupiter enters into the Kumbh Rashi, which is the natural 11th house in the zodiac, the 11th house in the zodiac signifies your network of friends, it signifies research, it signifies hopes, wishes, and aspirations. And when Jupiter enters this Rashi, it tries to fulfill everyone's hopes, wishes, and aspirations. So this transit is particularly benefic for the Kumbh Rashi as well as for all other Rashis. As soon as Jupiter enters into the Kumbh Rashi, the economy automatically starts improving because Jupiter starts fulfilling wishes, aspirations, and hopes. He brings about expansion in the economy. Remember that the natural 10th house in the zodiac belt is the Makar Rashi, and therefore the 11th house, that is the Kumbh Rashi, is nothing but the wealth gain from the 10th house. Okay, and since 10th house represents government, economy, the economy will improve once Jupiter enters into the sign of Aquarius. The prices of gold will go up because Jupiter represents gold. From here, Jupiter puts his fifth aspect on the sign of Gemini. Gemini is nothing but the sign which represents communication, which represents media. Okay, and Gemini is also an air sign. So when Jupiter puts his fifth aspect on the sign of Gemini, what does it mean? Gemini represents news. Okay, so you will get a lot of good news and it will spread like the wind. There is also a negative side to this. If there are rumors, they will also start spreading very rapidly because Jupiter expands whatever it sees and wherever it sits. So this transit of Jupiter implies that A lot of good news is going to come now. Post Jupiter entering into the sign of Aquarius on 6th April 2021. So, this is something which is positive and is happening almost after 2 years now, because uh, right now Jupiter was in the sign of Capricorn and he was conjunct Saturn. So, he was strictly bound by the rules set by Saturn. Jupiter is never comfortable with Saturn. Even in the year prior to that, Jupiter was in his own house in the sign of Dhanu, but he was conjunct Shani and Ketu. Again, Jupiter could not give its desired effects. When Jupiter was in the sign of Dhanu Rashi, it was bound by the idealism or the idealistic world created by Shani and Ketu. When Jupiter entered into the Makar Rashi signifies hard work. So Jupiter had to put in a lot of efforts to give the fruits he wanted. But those fruits were not forthcoming. And now when he has entered into Kumbh Rashi, which is an air sign, Jupiter has the full freedom to give the fruits that he desires. And whatever Jupiter gives, that lasts forever. Jupiter represents knowledge, higher learning, higher wisdom. It gives you good children. It also gives you long-lasting wealth and prosperity. Jupiter puts its seventh aspect on the sign of Leo. Okay, Leo represents royalty, it represents the king, it represents people in the film line, industry, etc. It represents famous people. So, because of Jupiter's seventh aspects, there are good partnerships, there are good relationships, everything becomes very nice. Till now, it was very hazy. With this seventh aspect of Jupiter, partnerships become very good. The government becomes empowered to take good decisions, and the government, the corrupt systems which are there within the government, they will all get cleansed when Jupiter aspects the sign of Leo. Leo is the natural fifth house in the zodiac, which means if you are trying to learn something, Jupiter supports you in that. So this is a very good time for doing research, for learning something new. Jupiter puts his ninth aspect on the sign of Libra or Tula. So a very good time for the Tula ascendant, because Jupiter enhances your good fortune, your good luck by way of his ninth aspect, and you will gain a lot if you listen to your gurus, if you listen to your father and follow the direction given by them. Now I have told you the positive side of this transit. Let us also look at the negative side. Jupiter is coming in close conjunction with Neptune now. Neptune represents watery bodies, just like the moon represents control over high tide. Okay? And Jupiter is in the Dhanishta Nakshatra, which is ruled by Mars. Mars is conjunct Rahu in Rohini Nakshatra, which is ruled by the moon. Okay? So, when Mars and Rahu are together, it forms something called as an Angarak Yoga or an explosive yoga. Till now, when Jupiter was in the Makar Rashi, he was aspecting this combination of Mars and Rahu. And therefore, we did not see very severe earthquakes, we did not see very severe floods, we did not see any riots to that extent which the Angarak Yoga generally produces. Now with Jupiter's transit into the Kumbh Rashi, this aspect of Jupiter no longer falls on this combination of Mars and Rahu, which means more and more scandals will now come out. Because of this combination of Mars and Rahu no longer receiving Jupiter's aspect, the struggle between people and government will increase a lot. Mars will now be easily misdirected by Rahu, but luckily Mars moves into the sign of Gemini on 14th April 2021, and therefore even the Angarak Yoga breaks by 14th April 2021. Since Jupiter is conjunct Neptune and Mars and Rahu are present in the Rohini Nakshatra and Jupiter is in the Dhanishta Nakshatra ruled by Mars, okay, it means the accidents along the waters increase. So you could see things such as floods and tsunamis in this time period. Neptune also represents our subconscious mind. Jupiter represents spirituality and divine knowledge. And once Jupiter enters into the Kumbh Rashi, the symbol of Kumbh Rashi is nothing but a pot containing some water, okay, and this is nothing but divine wisdom. So people are now drawn towards divinity, towards God. Their faith in God increases, and they can take better decisions because Jupiter now controls the subconscious mind. This transit is very beneficial, particularly to the Gemini ascendant, because Jupiter is entering into your ninth house of good luck, okay, good fortune, gurus, and higher learning. However, remember that Saturn is still present in your 8th house. So there will be sudden events, but Jupiter will now give you the power to take control of such events and emerge as a better person. The Aries ascendant, this transit gives you a lot of gains, lot of divine knowledge. For the Taurus ascendant, it gives you great promotions in your career, great growth in your career. For Gemini ascendant, I already said, it increases your good fortune, your luck, and it gives you the blessings of God. For Cancer ascendants, it can give you a large inheritance in this time period, but it could also give you some issues related to your health, such as liver problems, problems in the spleen, etc. So be careful with your health. For the Leo ascendant, Jupiter gives you very nice partnership. So if you are not married already, you could get married in this time period and you will get a very good life partner. Even your business partnerships will flourish in a big way. For the Virgo ascendant or the Kanya ascendant, Jupiter is entering into your 6th house. Okay, and so try to avoid conflicts with your gurus, with your teachers, with your father, and with your elders. Then you will find the maximum benefit from this transit. For the Libra ascendant, this is an extremely good transit because Jupiter is putting his 9th aspect on your ascendant, and also he is entering your 5th house. So 5th house is a trikona, okay, and it is a very good time for you to make gains from speculative things. You will also get all happiness from your children, and this is a good time for love, romance, partnerships, and for any higher learning that you wish to undertake, because you have the blessings of your guru, you have the blessings of your father. For Dhanu or Sagittarius ascendant, Jupiter has entered into your 3rd house. So a very good time to bond with your siblings, with your neighbors, to improve your relationships, to improve your friend circle and your network. Jupiter gives you a lot of gains, but remember Saturn is still in your 2nd house, and therefore some effort will be required to get really good gains in life. For the Capricorn ascendant or Makar ascendant, again a very good transit. Jupiter enters into your 2nd house, which signifies your family, your speech, your wealth, your assets. Okay, so in this period it brings about an overall expansion for you, a very good transit for you. For the Pisces ascendant, this transit is occurring in your 12th house. Okay, so you might visit spiritual places, you might visit temples, you might visit monasteries, and visiting such places will give you a lot of prosperity in life. So try visiting such places. If you cannot go out because of Corona, try helping people in hospitals, in healthcare, etc. Okay. Since Jupiter is in your 12th house, it can increase your expenses. But if you do service to humanity, then these expenses will be greatly curtailed. So this is a mixed time for the Pisces ascendant. Now my contact details are given in this slide. For any consultation, you can email us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com. If you want to know more about us, visit our website astroseva.tripod.com. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you can do so by clicking the subscribe button now. So when we add a new video, you are automatically notified. So friends, thanks a lot for watching this video. Hope you liked this video. We'll see you soon with another video. Till then, stay safe, stay at home. Bye. Take care.